So let me get this straight. You want Apple CarPlay on your motorcycle or Android Auto, but you don't want to wear a helmet. Apple CarPlay or Android Auto requires that you have a Bluetooth headset, and if you have a Bluetooth headset, that means you got to wear a helmet. Well, maybe not.
This video is sponsored by Cruiseman's Garage Honda Goldwing Maintenance Video Series.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Cruiseman's Garage, and today we're going to talk about how you can access Apple CarPlay or Android Auto on your motorcycle without having to wear a helmet. Now I want to emphasize, I personally believe everybody should wear a helmet when riding a motorcycle. I never get on a motorcycle without a helmet. I don't care what state I'm riding in. I don't care what their state laws are. That's just my own personal policy. A lot of you out there don't want to wear a helmet for whatever reason. That's your personal decision. But you're faced with this situation where without the helmet and without the Bluetooth communicator, you can't use Apple CarPlay. So I'm going to show you a couple of options that might work well for you in that scenario. Before I do, I would like to remind you, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. So we've already talked about the fact that Apple CarPlay and Android Auto require that you have a Bluetooth communicator and that it be connected to the motorcycle and active before it will allow Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. I'm just going to use Apple CarPlay as an example. Everything I say about Apple CarPlay is going to apply to Android Auto, so it just makes it easier for me to describe this. But they all basically require a Bluetooth communicator like this Sena 60S. It doesn't have to be a Sena, it could be any Bluetooth communicator connected to the motorcycle. And when it detects that, it will allow Apple CarPlay to connect and to work. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean this Bluetooth communicator has to be on your helmet. You could buy a very inexpensive Bluetooth communicator on Amazon for 50 bucks, let's say. I don't know what the price is, but I'm sure they have them now down to 50 bucks. Throw it in your glove box, throw it in your trunk, make sure it's turned on, obviously, so it connects to the motorcycle. Apple CarPlay has no way of knowing if that Bluetooth communicator is actually connected to your helmet or if you're wearing a helmet or not. So you could, that's one option. You could simply buy an inexpensive Bluetooth communicator, put it in your trunk, put it in your glove box, put it in your jacket pocket if you want to, and it will allow CarPlay to connect. Once CarPlay is connected on your motorcycle, you should then be able to play audio through your speakers. Now, that would only be good for something like navigation. You're still not going to be able to use Siri because you're not going to be able to communicate with Siri to tell them what you want, maybe to make a phone call or something like that. Depending on your motorcycle, maybe you have the ability to do that through your dash or through touch screens or something like that. On a Honda Goldwing, you wouldn't be able to. But that is one option. Now, there is one other option that I'm going to talk about today that you may or may not know about. This is a product from Maedhawk. I have never tried this. I've never tested it, but we're going to test it out today. And what this is this is a little USB device that basically fools your motorcycle into thinking that you've got a Bluetooth headset connected. It's very small. As you can see, it comes in this box. Can't be very big. And it has a USB-C style connector. See if I can get this thing out of here. Oh man, it's tiny. So that's it. Basically, that is it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to plug this into where you would normally plug in your phone. It does have a pass-through, a USB-C pass-through to provide power. So if you needed to connect your phone into this, now you might need an adapter. If your phone doesn't have USB-C, you might need a Lightning to USB-C or a USB-A to USB-C, depends on how your phone is set up. On an iPhone, it would plug directly into here. I am personally using a wireless CarPlay adapter from Carlin Kit on this motorcycle. I want to point out that Maedhawk is not sponsoring this video. They did not pay me to make the video, and I purchased this Maedhawk with my own money through Amazon.
Here you can see I've got the Maedhawk plugged into a USB-A to USB-C female adapter.
Okay, I've started up the motorcycle. Forgive the glare. I apologize for the glare. That was my blind spot monitor beeping at you. So let's go into audio settings. And we're going to have to pair that Maedhawk just as if it's a headset. So let's go to Rider Headset Pairing. Now I already have two things paired here. And I don't know if that Maedhawk is automatically in pairing mode. Maybe it is. Let's see if we can find it. It sure is. I did pair to it. Interesting. Okay, so it's paired. And it's connected.
The first thing I'm going to try is I'm going to just plug my iPhone into the end of the Maedhawk, which has that USB-C connector. This USB-C connector will provide power to the iPhone, and this is pretty much a standard setup. I apologize for the reflection, but now we're going to turn the bike on. I'm going to put it into accessory mode, and let's see if the Maedhawk comes up as a headset, and then we'll see if the Apple CarPlay will start up. And I'm letting this run in real time so you can see how long it takes. Okay, now we have a headset. You can see over on the top left, it shows there is a headset connected. And sure enough, Apple CarPlay does come up, and it was pretty quick. That was actually pretty fast. Since we don't have an actual headset connected, we have to press the audio button to switch our audio output to the speakers as opposed to a headset.
Of course, whose influence sort of even surpassed how good he was as a player.
So with this setup, you can still listen to all of your audio through the speakers, including navigation instructions. Now you'll have to enter your navigation instructions on your phone, and then you can pull it up under CarPlay, and it will give you the audio navigation through your speakers.
This is my Carlin kit, which is a wireless CarPlay adapter. And I'm going to unplug it. And you can see it does not have a pass-through on it, but the Maedhawk does. So the Maedhawk is going to have to be the very first thing in the chain, so to speak. Now, the Maedhawk comes with USB-C. And my Goldwing has a USB-A connector. If you have a 2025, it comes with a USB-C female, so you could just plug the Maedhawk directly into it. But we're going to have an adapter to go from USB-A. So I need this USB-A male to USB-C female. I bought this on Amazon. I'll put links in the description of the video where you can order this. They're very inexpensive. I think they were $6 or $7. Okay, so now I've got my adapter in. Now I have a USB-C female, and I can plug the Maedhawk into that. Okay, that is installed. And now I've got a USB-C female, and unfortunately my Carlin kit comes with USB-A male to USB-C female. That isn't going to work. But the Carlin kit does come with its own adapter to go from USB-C to USB-A. So we'll see if this all works. Now, let me see if I can get that in there correctly. There we go. So that's what mine looks like. If you have a 2025 or later Goldwing, or if your motorcycle has USB-C connectivity, you won't need this first adapter. But I do because of the way this is set up. Still, that's pretty compact, very thin. It fits right down into my little phone very easily. But does it work? Well, let's fire up the bike, and we'll see if Apple CarPlay comes up. I will not have a headset connected. No headset turned on or connected to the bike.
So once again, we're going to turn on the bike and I'm going to put it into accessory mode, and I'm going to let this run in real time, and we'll see if everything fires up as it should. That beeping you hear is my blind spot monitor starting up. Once again, we see that the Maedhawk has replicated a headset being connected to the bike, so the bike thinks there is a headset connected. I should point out that I have a 50-second delay set on the Carlin kit, and that's to accommodate my Bluetooth headset because it may take a few times for me to get it to connect properly. I wouldn't need that delay if this works. It should fire up much more quickly. Let's see if it comes up. So let's speed things up a bit. Okay, this is the startup screen for Apple CarPlay under the Carlin Kit Ultra Mini. It does work, it does connect, and I will tell you I did have to unplug and plug everything back in a couple of times to get this to work, but it does work. So this is a completely total wireless solution. Okay, so what do I think of this Maedhawk wireless adapter that basically tricks your motorcycle into thinking you have a Bluetooth headset connected? Well, first of all, these have been used by Harley riders for quite a while. A lot of Harley riders apparently like to ride without a helmet or maybe with a half helmet that does not have a headset connected. So by plugging this device into their motorcycle, they're able to listen to their CarPlay or Android audio through their speaker system. I have also confirmed that this Maedhawk adapter does work with the 2025 Honda Goldwing wireless Apple CarPlay. You simply plug this into the USB-C connector inside your center pocket, and that's all you have to do if you choose to ride without a helmet. This Maedhawk connector is available through Amazon. I will put a link in the description of this video to my Amazon affiliate page if you choose to support the channel and purchase it through that link. That would be much appreciated. I think these run under $25, so it's a relatively inexpensive product. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help my YouTube rankings. And no matter how you listen to your audio or Apple CarPlay, ride often, but ride safe.